Welcome to Mystery Explora, where we uncover the most unsettling and mysterious stories from around the world. Today, we delve into the haunting case of June and Jennifer Gibbons, also known as the Silent Twins. Born in Wales in 1963, these identical twins shared a bond so intense it defied understanding. Their refusal to speak to anyone but each other led them down a dark path, one filled with criminal acts, mental illness, and a connection that some believe was almost supernatural. This is the story of the Silent Twins. June and Jennifer Gibbons were born to Caribbean immigrants in the small town of Haverfordwest, Wales. From the very beginning, their lives were marked by an eerie connection that set them apart from others. As children, they were inseparable, communicating in a secret language that no one else could understand. This language, a rapid, high-pitched form of English, was incomprehensible to everyone but themselves. The twins were also physically identical, making it nearly impossible for others to tell them apart. Their parents, teachers, and even their siblings struggled to understand the depth of their bond. As time passed, the twins became increasingly withdrawn, refusing to speak to anyone outside their small, insular world. This silence extended beyond just speech. They barely interacted with anyone at all, leading to their nickname, the Silent Twins. As they grew older, their isolation deepened. They were bullied at school for their silence and their differences, which only pushed them further into their own world. The twins were placed in separate classes to encourage independence, but this only made things worse. They became catatonic, unable to function without each other. Their bond, once seen as a unique connection, began to take on a darker, more disturbing aspect. As teenagers, June and Jennifer's behavior became increasingly erratic. They turned to writing as an outlet for their thoughts and emotions, creating elaborate stories filled with violence and deviance. Their writings were dark, disturbing, and often mirrored the twins' own internal struggles. Sound of pages turning, faint scratching of a pen on paper. Their stories featured characters who were trapped, isolated, and consumed by inner turmoil, reflecting the twins' own sense of entrapment in their silent world. But writing was not enough to contain their growing frustration and anger. They began to act out in more destructive ways, committing petty crimes and vandalism. Their behavior escalated further when they committed arson, setting fire to a local building. The act of arson was a turning point, a desperate cry for help, or perhaps a manifestation of the dark thoughts that had been brewing between them for years. The twins were arrested and eventually sent to Broadmoor Hospital, a high-security psychiatric facility. At Broadmoor, they were diagnosed with a range of mental disorders, including schizophrenia and psychopathy. Yet, even in this environment, their bond remained unbroken. The staff at Broadmoor struggled to understand the twins, who continued to communicate only with each other, further isolating themselves from the world. The connection between June and Jennifer Gibbons was more than just the bond of siblings. It was something deeper, almost supernatural. Many who studied the twins speculated that their connection went beyond the physical, entering the realm of the paranormal. Psychologists, psychiatrists, and researchers who examined the twins were baffled by their behavior. They seemed to exist in a world of their own creation, where the rules of reality did not apply. Some believed that they were telepathically linked, able to communicate without words. Others thought that their bond was a manifestation of a shared psychosis, a mental illness that had consumed them both. Despite the efforts of medical professionals, the twins remained an enigma. They were placed in separate wards at Broadmoor in an attempt to break their bond, but this only led to further deterioration in their mental health. The separation caused extreme distress for both sisters, leading to episodes of self-harm and suicidal thoughts. June and Jennifer's relationship was not without its dark side. While they were deeply connected, there was also a profound sense of rivalry and resentment between them. They wrote in their diaries about feelings of anger and jealousy, and it became clear that their bond was as much a curse as it was a blessing. The twins seemed to be locked in a battle of wills, each unable to live without the other, yet equally unable to live with each other. This intense relationship ultimately defined their lives, shaping their identities and their fates. In 1993, after spending over a decade at Broadmoor, the twins were transferred to a lower security facility. It was during this transfer that Jennifer made a shocking decision. She would die so that June could live. Jennifer had confided to several people, including her sister, that she felt it was time for one of them to die. On the day of their transfer, Jennifer refused to eat or drink, and within hours, she fell into a coma. She was rushed to the hospital but died soon after from a sudden inflammation of the heart. No clear cause of death was ever determined, leading many to believe that Jennifer had willed herself to die. June was left alone for the first time in her life. In the years that followed, she gradually began to integrate into society, learning to speak and communicate with others. She expressed a sense of freedom after Jennifer's death, as though a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. Yet, the loss of her sister was also a profound and haunting experience, one that would stay with her for the rest of her life. The story of the silent twins continues to captivate and disturb those who hear it. Their lives raise many questions about the nature of identity, mental illness, and the mysterious connection between twins. Were June and Jennifer victims of their own minds, or was there something more supernatural at play? Some believe that the twins shared a psychic bond, one that allowed them to live in a world of their own making. Others see their story as a tragic case of untreated mental illness, exacerbated by isolation and a lack of understanding from those around them. The writings of the silent twins, which have been published posthumously, offer a glimpse into their complex inner world. Their diaries, filled with dark thoughts and twisted fantasies, reveal the depth of their psychological struggles. Yet they also show a profound love and loyalty between the sisters, a bond that, for better or worse, defined their lives. The story of June and Jennifer Gibbons is a haunting reminder of the complexities of the human mind and the power of connection. Their lives were marked by silence, isolation, and a bond that defied explanation. As we explore their story, we are left to ponder the mysteries of identity, mental illness, and the ties that bind us to one another. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. If you found this story as compelling as we did, be sure to follow Mystery Explora for more tales of mystery, intrigue, and the unexplained. Until next time, remember, some mysteries are best left unsolved.